Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely pumped that you're here today because we're jumping right into a really fascinating intersection of biology and nutrition, optimizing your nighttime metabolism. We're going to look closely at exactly what happens to your body after the sun goes down and the lights go out. Most of us think about fat loss and metabolism purely in terms of what we do at the gym or maybe the salads we eat for lunch. But as we're going to see today, the hours you spend in bed are just as critical. Okay, let's dive into this. Can you actually burn fat while doing absolutely nothing, like while you're literally sound asleep? It sounds like a lofty promise, doesn't it? The whole idea of losing fat without grinding through a sweaty workout, without starving yourself, and instead just by resting. Well, here is the fascinating scientific reality. Your body is an engine that never truly turns off. By simply making the right nutritional choices before you hit the pillow, you can actually stoke that metabolic fire. It's not magic, it's just biology. And today we are going to break down exactly which foods act as the ultimate nighttime fuel. But real quick before we hit our first group of foods, I want you to keep the number 7 in the back of your mind. We're going to look at 10 incredible foods in this explainer. But food number 7, it's a massive surprise. It is something you likely already have sitting in your kitchen right now, but you've probably never thought of it as a strategic fat-burning tool. Honestly, it surprised even me when I was reviewing the research, so definitely stick around for the whole presentation because you are not going to want to miss number 7. And this perfectly illustrates a huge misunderstanding so many of us have. We tend to think that when we go to sleep, our body just kind of powers down, like a laptop closing its lid. We assume our metabolism essentially drops to zero, but the reality is completely different. Your body does not shut off at night. Those overnight hours are a period of intense, highly active biological housekeeping. Your body is busy repairing muscle tissue, regulating critical hormones, and yes, burning calories the entire time to fuel all of this internal work. When we eat the right foods, we're really just giving our body the specific tools it needs to do this overnight job way more efficiently. So, category number 1, the slow-release muscle feeders. This is all about keeping the metabolism active overnight. To keep that metabolism humming beautifully from the moment your head hits the pillow to the moment you wake up, let's talk about cottage cheese. The magic word here is casein. Casein protein is incredible because unlike that quick-absorbing whey protein you might chug right after a workout, casein is thick and it's slow digesting. When you eat a small bowl of cottage cheese before bed, that casein forms a sort of gel in your stomach. It breaks down incredibly slowly, essentially drip-feeding your muscles this steady stream of amino acids for hours while you sleep. And because your body has to work steadily to digest it, your metabolism stays actively engaged, burning calories to process the food while simultaneously repairing your muscles. It's a total win-win. Building right on that same protein powerhouse theme, let's look at 2 more fantastic options: Greek yogurt and boiled eggs. Greek yogurt acts a lot like cottage cheese. It's deeply protein-dense and actively supports that vital overnight muscle repair. And remember, muscle tissue is highly metabolically active. Basically, the healthier your muscles, the more fat you burn at rest. And then we have the humble boiled egg. Boiled eggs are brilliant because they're such a low-calorie way to deliver high-quality protein. But their actual secret superpower is hormone regulation. Eating a boiled egg helps keep those pesky hunger hormones in check, ensuring you don't wake up at 2 a.m. with massive cravings. It allows your body to just stay in a smooth, fat-burning, resting state. Okay, let's move on to category number 2, the deep sleep inducers, enhancing your sleep to optimize fat storage. Here is just a fundamental role of human biology for you. Poor sleep leads to poor fat metabolism. When you don't sleep deeply, your body gets stressed, cortisol spikes, and your body practically holds on to fat for dear life. So we really need to focus on the heavy hitters that optimize rest. First up, almonds. Not only do they give you healthy fats, but they are absolutely packed with magnesium, which is a mineral that physically relaxes your muscles and supports much better sleep quality. Next is the kiwi fruit. Studies have actually shown that kiwi contains serotonin-supporting compounds. Since serotonin is a brain chemical that helps initiate the onset of sleep, eating a kiwi can literally help you drift off faster. Finally, cherries. Cherries are amazing because they are one of the very few natural food sources of actual melatonin, the hormone that dictates your sleep-wake cycle. Incorporating cherries can naturally induce that restorative deep sleep where your optimal fat burning occurs. And that brings us right back to the number 7. I promised you a surprise, and we have finally reached the highly anticipated 7th food on our list. We've talked about yogurt, eggs, kiwi, and cherries, but this next one,
It's something usually reserved for holiday dinners or deli sandwiches, and it turns out it is a phenomenal late-night metabolic booster.
So, the crucial point is turkey. Yep, just regular lean turkey. We've all heard the jokes about needing a giant nap after a massive Thanksgiving dinner, but there is deep science behind it. Turkey is exceptionally rich in an amino acid called tryptophan. Why does this matter for fat loss? Well, because your body uses tryptophan to naturally produce its own melatonin and serotonin. So having just a few slices of lean turkey before bed not only provides a great protein hit for your muscles, but it actively flips those chemical switches in your brain to initiate deep, restorative, fat-burning sleep. It's a true double threat. All right, category number 3, craving crushers and fat burners. This is about soothing the nervous system and actively oxidizing fat. First up here, chamomile tea. Its mechanism is simple but really profound. It calms the nervous system. The result? It heavily reduces that urge to stress snack on junk food at 10 p.m. Next, we have a small portion of oatmeal. Now, you might be thinking carbs are bad at night, but actually, a small amount of complex carbs helps release serotonin without causing a massive blood sugar spike, which is what would normally trigger fat storage. It's soothing and it's stabilizing. Lastly, green tea. Now, quick caveat here, you want to drink this in the early evening so the mild caffeine doesn't keep you awake. But the magic here is in the catechins. These are specific compounds directly linked in scientific studies to supporting fat oxidation. Now, we've covered some incredible foods today, right? From cottage cheese to kiwi to turkey. But listen, none of the metabolic benefits we just discussed will work if you ignore the golden rule. Timing and portions matter. This is the ultimate bonus tip of this explainer. You absolutely cannot eat a massive, heavy meal right before your head hits the pillow and expect your body to burn fat. Overeating any food, even the super healthy ones we just listed, will force your body to focus entirely on heavy digestion rather than overnight repair and fat oxidation. It will completely backfire on you. To make this super practical, here is exactly how you should structure your evening. About 1 to 2 hours before bed, you want to consume a small portion of your chosen food, say a tiny bowl of that cottage cheese or a few slices of turkey. By the 1 hour mark before bed, the heavy lifting of the digestion process is safely underway. And by the time you reach 0 hours, the exact moment you are actually falling asleep, your body isn't overwhelmed. Instead, it can gracefully transition into deep sleep, utilizing the nutrients you provided to repair tissue, balance hormones, and burn fat all night long. And that pretty much wraps up our look at the amazing science of nighttime metabolism. I've got to ask you now, which nighttime food surprised you the most? Was it the fat-burning power of cottage cheese, the sleep-inducing magic of kiwi, or our surprise guest, the turkey? But beyond that, I want you to consider this final provocative thought. What if the biggest secret to your physical health goals isn't found during your waking hours at all, but is actually hidden in the dark? Think about that tonight as you drift off. If you found this explainer helpful in understanding how your incredible body works, please make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on our future deep dives. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Sleep well and let that metabolism work for you.